What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 11 of Park to Prem here with Lincoln City. Today we have a game against Shrewsbury Town, a team whom I've actually seen play Lincoln at Wembley in the EFL Trophy final. Yeah, you know, that competition, you know, the one that I take the piss out of and say no one cares about. Yeah, I've been to the final of it at Wembley to watch Lincoln take on Shrewsbury. On that occasion, Lincoln City won it as a team in League 2. Maybe we can follow in their footsteps. If you were wondering how's that competition going, here it is. Ourselves and Preston are taking on all the under-23 teams. Yeah, I hope this shows why I just think this competition's stupid. I mean, maybe we can go further. Maybe we can upset some of the under-23 teams, but why are they here? What? They're just stomping on all the other teams. It's just silly. Right, let's not rant about it, everyone. Let's remain calm. Right, in terms of team news, no one is injured, so that's good, isn't it? And, well, it's been a little while since we were last here. Of course, last time we were here, we took on Coventry, not once, but twice, in a bit of a spontaneous double header, courtesy of an FA Cup round replay. And, well, since then, we've played 6 games in all competitions, and, well, we've not lost, but we've drawn 3 games out of 5 in the league. It's not been plain sailing, everyone. And the first game we had was against Morecambe. And I talked about it in the previous episode, the fact I thought this might be tricky. It was tricky. Yeah, we got off to a good little start, though. Josh Thomas scored for us inside the first 10 minutes. And then Finney scored from the penalty spot to make it 2-0. Just before half-time, Defice scored for them, but at the break, at 2-1 up, despite our ropey form, I was feeling pretty good about things. Just as a reminder, Morecambe are one of the teams really challenging for the automatic promotion spot, so I knew we couldn't afford to take it easy, especially after that late goal at the end of the first half. They then scored from the penalty spot just before the hour point, and then not long later, Longello scored for them again to make it 3-2. So to go from 2-0 up to 3-2 down was disappointing. I got shouty, we went to the 4-4-2, and Thomas scored again. Yes, he bailed us out, a free draw. Not the best result, not the worst result, but a point at the end of the day against a team who are challenging at the top with us didn't seem too shabby. Unfortunately, the next draw already was one that we need to be beating and winning. It was against Leyton Orient. It was at Sincilbank. They took the lead just before half-time via Hendry. Carter scored for us in the 56th minute, but it was too little, too late. I say too late. It wasn't too late. It was too little. We needed more from someone. Not necessarily Carter either, because I'll be honest, since he's come to the club, he's looked very good. I feel like when a player plays 29 games in the Championship, you kind of have expectations that when they drop down a couple of levels, they're going to be good. So far, he has been very good. And, well, we looked very good in the next game, which was the EFL Trophy, the competition that I love to hate. And it finished 6-0. Yeah, the team that we just drawn 3-3 against less than a week before, we decided that we were going to beat 6-0. Football A. Finney, by the way, got a hat-trick in this game. 1 from the penalty spot, a few from open goal. Respect his name, everyone. That's all I can really say. I've questioned him. He was one of the players who I wasn't sure when I took over how good he was. He blew him brilliant. So never doubted you, Finney. Top quality. And it was a really good performance as well. The next game we had was against Bolton, away from home. We won this one 3-1. I feel like that scoreline perhaps flatters us a little bit. We were not the best team in this game for extended spells. We took the lead through Ellis Sims, and then Cons got a big header, as he does, on a ball to make it 2-0. Again, much like a few of these other games, they pegged us out back before half-time, and I was scared it was going to be Morecambe Mark II Electric Boogaloo. But in the second half, we held firm, and Sims, in the 78th minute, scored his second goal of the game to secure a 3-1 win. We then took on Gillingham, which we went down behind in via a Lawler effort early on, but YOLO, he came up clutch, everyone. He only lives once. He's not like a cat. He's only got one life. He hammered it home. And to make it 1-1 before the break, I felt like maybe we could go in the second half and get more. But no, much like a lot of these games, I had to settle for a draw. What I will say about YOLO is he's not developed as much as you would like, really. Obviously, he joined us last January, and we're very nearly in January again now. In his first year at the club, technically he's got worse. That does fill me with a little bit of a concern. We have been overhauling the coaching setup. I have been giving him game time, but he just feels like he's turning into one of those players who might just not develop. But He scored in that game, and I'm going to keep faith in him. We're going to keep giving him chances as long as we can. Anyway, the final game of this run of fixtures was against Cambridge. We won 2-0. The first goal in this game was via Gerald Quansah within the first minute. Josh Thomas then got into the box on a cross from Hughes at right back to make it 2-0. And then the game kind of fizzled out. But to be honest, much like in a lot of these games, we went 2-0 up. I was expecting us to go behind. So to keep a clean sheet was nice, because defensively, we went through a run of being really, really good defensively, and that has completely kind of just vanished in this latest run of fixtures. We've really not looked particularly good. I'm hoping that away from home against Shrewsbury today, we're going to be okay. Now, they're currently down in 8th, but at the start of the season, they were predicted to finish top, and the bookies still have them down as the team favourites to finish 3rd. They've got a good little team, and plenty of their players in the Media Dream 11. If we look at things here, they've got Tyler Magliore. Is he the really quick guy? He is the really quick guy. I think he's as quick as Mbappe at the start of the game. Look, that polygon just looks broken. We might not be able to outpace them today. He's playing at centre-back. They've also got O'Shea at right-back. They've got Gibello at left-back. So, yeah, plenty of quality in the Shrewsbury team. They will be disappointed with their current league position. Just a little bit of an update, I suppose, on the league. As you've seen, we've been bottling a fair few games and drawing far too many. The good news is we are still top of the pile, and we currently have a game in hand against Exeter that is yet to be played. That game was, well, postponed actually less than a week ago for a waterlogged pitch in our ground. Apparently, the riverbank burst, the River Witham has overflown, Lopez has lost his sandcastles. He can't make sandcastles at the riverbank anymore. He's been gutted about it. And as a result, we didn't get to play that game. So we have that extra game in the back pocket, but it is pretty close at the top of the table suddenly. From a position when I left things last time where we were pulling away to suddenly I'm kind of looking over my shoulder feeling a little bit nervous. But we'll have to wait and see. We are officially as well at the halfway point for the season. And so far, it's been a really, really good year. You would have to say that because of everything that we've seen, we have to back ourselves for automatic promotion this year. That feels very much possible at this moment in time. But anyway, let's get into today's game. It's a big game against Shrewsbury Town. In terms of the team, this is the squad we're going to go with. We're going to have Cumming in goal. He has been top quality, and unlike YOLO, he is actually improving, the 25-year-old, which you absolutely love to see. Still apparently a League One quality player. Of course, at right back, we've got Hughes, who has settled in quite well. He's only got 3 assists, which isn't, a stupendous amount, I suppose, for a wing-back, but he's looked pretty competent defensively. I've mentioned it in a few videos, but currently the rating system is just a bit balked in Football Manager, so I feel like his average rating of 6.75 is just really harsh. He's played a lot better than that in many, many games for us. At the back, I am still sticking with Quansah and Cons. Cons did actually throw up a little bit of a fuss about wanting to go and play in the A-League in Australia. I think it was, I'm trying to remember who it was who came in for him. I think it was Melbourne Victory who came in for him. I said, you're not going anywhere, you're influential. He realised, actually, I don't want to go. I didn't realise I'm influential. You know the lines. You've used them in Football Manager before, I'm sure. And so he's happy to stay at the club, the captain, which is really, really good. He signed a contract extension, you may remember, at the start of the season. Alongside Quansah, they look remarkably competent this season. Our left back, we've got Lopez. I've talked about his sandcastle, but besides that one negative, much like Hughes at right back, he's just settled in and done the job that was needed from him. A player with a little bit of potential as well, which is always nice. I feel like when you look across our defence, but particularly with the goalkeeper and the fullbacks, they are all players who could very comfortably make the step up to League One. I'm pretty confident of that. Anyway, at centre mid, we've got Finney and White, 2 players who I've just put a lot of faith in over the year that we've been here at the club, but they've constantly done the job for us. Finney's looked superb. White perhaps has been a little bit more wobbly with his performances. I have been dropping him every now and then for Carter. There is a small part of me that actually wants to play Carter now, but as you can see here, Carter himself hasn't been quite as good in the last 5 games as he had been previously, where he was really firing home goals. And moving up into the final third, I feel like we've got almost a settled status quo. Fitzpatrick out on the left-hand side, cutting in on his right foot, has been a delight to behold this year. Of course, naturally a right winger, kind of training him to do something a little bit different for us, but he's done it well. Not dissimilar story for Cottrell, a player who is normally a centre attacking mid, training him to play out on the right-hand side. He has looked very, very good for us. And Green down the middle, I still don't know what to make of Green. Green strikes me as the typical player who looks absolutely insane in Football Manager, and don't get me wrong, he's a top quality player and really, really good for us. But he might already be at his potential ability. He might not get better than this. He might have peaked too soon, and the star ratings maybe back that up to an extent. It's still a little bit up in the air, but I'm certainly not blown away by how Green's developing. I'm excited by him because he's just a really good player for this level, but I'm not that hopeful of him becoming this superstar Premier League player, which, let's be honest, whenever you're doing a save game like this, you want to have some players in your squad you're really excited about developing. Up front, I think we are going to go with Thomas today. He's got 3 goals in his last 5 games, but there is the temptation to play Ellis Sims, and Ellis Sims has been really good lately. Oh, I'm changing my mind. I'm going to go with Sims. I really, really like Sims. He's played well with Green as well. Ever since he joined us from Everton, I feel like he's had that Farl energy about him. Of course, Farl still at the club, not playing much. I gave him some chances at the start of the year, but he didn't really do much with them. Whereas Sims is scoring for fun and playing really, really well. I've been so impressed by him. I think maybe because of Farl, I've reconsidered what I want from a striker in this level, and I almost feel like Sims, he's just the better version of Farl, a little bit more complete, a little bit better on the ball, not quite as fast, mind you, but I think, his overall contribution suits this system way better. On the bench, we'll talk about the bench, why not? Garbutt is sat here. He is officially, I think at this point, our 3rd choice centre-back. Really great little player. Been trying to give him first-team football when I can. He's had 8 starts in League 2 this year, more than his fair share of opportunities, really, in the opening 23 games. And he's shown some nice, steady signs of progress. His lack of pace still scares me, but, former United man, released by them, I think he's got a bit of a point to prove. We do still have Mo Addons. I feel like I've not uttered Mo Addons' name this year. I'm still bitter about the playoff final where we subbed him on and he completely ballsed everything up. But he's been an okay backup. He's been on the bench. He's the backup, more defensive mid who can also play left back and right back. It's a really useful kind of, positional coverage to have from a player on the bench. Sadly for us, he's not had to do it too often. I guess that's not really sadly. Fortunately for us, he's not had to do it often. Sadly for him, he's been okay. Like he's been okay, but he's not been some superstar incredible player. He's kind of just been bench fodder for the most part. We do have YOLO here. I've talked about you, mate, so you don't get any more love, but you've still got a lovely Tash. Carter, we've talked about. Richards this year has played a fair bit of football, not had anywhere near the same impact he had last season. It has to be said. Joined us in January last year after 6 months without a job. Feel like he had a point to prove. I imagine that with the change in system that we've had, with the fact that he's fallen down the pecking order slightly, that has impacted him, but it does mean that he's just on the bench kind of as a good option to have. Paul Glatzel, I still don't know. Every time I come to this guy, I don't know what to tell you about him. He should score more. He doesn't score them, though. He's got 2 goals in 13 games so far this year. It's barely an improvement on last year. I mean, it's not even an improvement. He's getting worse, everyone. It's a disaster. And last but not least on the bench, we've got Josh Thomas, who I rate immensely. Is his contract still expiring at Swansea at the end of the year? You might wonder. No, they've extended it for longer. So maybe a player will look to renew the loan of, but I imagine at the age of 22 now, there's got to come a point here where Swansea want to give him some regular first-team football. I guess it's for us to try and develop him, and then if we can possibly sign him at some point, snap him up. But anyway, that's a little look at the team. I think next episode we'll look at the reserves. Another thing that is just worth mentioning is we don't have enough chants. We don't have enough chants, everyone. So if you've got a chant in mind, if you've got an incredible song that you've devised, let me know it in the comments. If you've not come up with one yet, you've got an opportunity now. When you're having your shower later or tomorrow morning, sit there singing away. I expect everyone to come in and leave it's your homework before next episode is basically what I'm saying. I'm assuming the role of a teacher. Let me know your chants. This is music class, kids. Anyway, we've got the ball early on here. 10 minutes gone, or not even that really. Could we break the deadlock early? I'd quite like that. You might wonder, what do I attribute the recent run of draws to? And it's a great question, which I don't really have an answer to. I feel like in a lot of games, we've just got a bit unlucky. I know that just sounds like a massive cop-out to say, but of course, the kind of performances we were putting in at the start of the year were never really going to be sustainable. You can't expect to win every single match. It's just not going to happen. So whilst, by comparison, our recent form looks terrible, the reality is it is still very comfortably promotion form. So I'm not trying to overreact too much just yet. I think Football Manager is quite a momentum-driven game. You have games where you go on a good run of form and then you lose one and it can snowball a little bit. I feel like we just need to try and get a couple of wins back-to-back, and that could really help us on our way. And it is worth noting that a lot of the games we've played actually in the most recent run were against teams in and amongst the playoffs, so tougher opposition, no doubt. Anyway, we're having an extended bit of the ball here. Hughes at right back and Finney having their own little game. Finney tries to play it over, and while it's with Buckley, Ricketts to try and break away and unleash a counter-attack here for Shrewsbury. Can we put in a tackle? We don't need to. It goes wide of the post. Also, I've said Shrewsbury there. It's not. It's Shrewsbury, everyone. If you say it wrong, people from the town come for you. I've learnt that the hard way. So it's okay. I've survived. I fought them off once. I can fight them off again. Fitzpatrick to Lopez. I don't know why I've got the obsession with Lopez and his sandcastles. I just like the imagery in my head of a fully grown man making sandcastles. Not even at the beach, just on a riverbank. Cons wins the header out to Allardyce. It's absolutely hammering it down, which I do wonder, and it definitely does have like an effect on trying to play a super passing style of play, but quite how much of an impact the weather has on Football Manager and how different styles of play work, I can't say I really know. Wow, that was a good goal. Luke Plange, everyone. Wow, I don't know. That's caught me off. That's caught me off guard. How's that gone in? How has that gone in? They've knocked the ball around the edge of the area, and I feel like we've got the situation under control. Then a couple of one-touch passes, and then just a first-time finish like that. Okay, then. Oh, okay, football. I get it. Blimey. I feel like off the back of that, I want to get shouty. Demand more. 10 minutes left of the half. You've been rubbish. They're on the attack again, everyone. Don't panic. Hughes heads it away. Can Sims get there? Can Sims be asked to run there is probably the better question. The answer is no. Nice header there, though, to get it away again. Davis pumps it forward again. Hughes heads it out. Lots of heading back and forth. Cottrell now cutting inside. Gives it to White. To Finney. Big ball to Sims. Sims gets there. Where is the keeper? He's got lost. Someone give him a road map. He needs a sat-nav attached to him. The keeper has come out for that. Completely misread the situation. We've got back into it. I want to say it's the sexy football you've come to know and love. Let's be honest. Finney's just punted that down in the channel, and Sims got there and tucked it away, to be fair. Goal number 13 of the season for Ellis Sims. And I now feel like I'm justified in my late decision to start him in this match. You can see, looking at the league table here, this is how things are lining up at the moment. We've got a nice cushion. Unfortunately, it looks like Scunthorpe are also winning at the moment. Dear teleplayers, I'm far from pleased. Look at that. I'm reigning with an iron fist. We've got to step things up in this second half. We've not been good enough. We've got a set piece, though. Where's Quansah? He's not there. It's headed away. Only as far as Cottrell. Back to Fitzpatrick. People still in the box. Fitzpatrick on his right foot. Looked like he dived. We've been given a penalty. I feel like he's made the most of that, but I'm not going to complain. Can we score from here? Finney, last time I picked up your penalty, you missed. He scored this time. Never doubted him. It still haunts me, that episode last season where I was so confident Finney was going to score the penalty. Just, I was talking about how great he was, how he never misses penalties, and then he fluffed it up. He scored this one. That's the main thing. 2-1 up, 5 minutes into the second half. A good little response, albeit from the penalty spot. Now can we, get a bit of momentum in this game, hold on, and maybe grind out a few more opportunities. I would like to build a cushion if we may. Cottrell with the ball, punted back into the box. Fitzpatrick, lovely header by Addons there. That's not why he's not on the pitch to score headers like that, but I'm not going to complain. I'm not sure if it's by fortune or pure technique, the fact he's managed to get the ball so far in the corner there. Very nearly went wide of the mark. Left unchallenged at the back post, in off that post. 3-1 up on the hour mark. Shrewsbury Town set to drop, or not drop out the playoff spots, but set to not move into the playoff spots here. Oh, can we get more? I'd love more. Lopez, where are you going, mate? You've not done anything since you scored on the first game of the season, Lopez. Finney to Hughes. Options in the middle for Hughesy to pick out. Who's he going to see? He's been fouled there. Referee said that nothing happened. I saw it. That was more of a foul than the last one, like referee. Lino, you should be flagging for that, son. Punted forward by them, but only as far as cons. We're fine. Remain calm, everyone. That's a red card. We've remained calm. They have not. Allardyce, show him the red, ref. I know what a red card looks like in Football Manager. I will say, we have an incredible run of red cards against us this season. I don't know why. We're like a magnet for red cards. I don't really understand the science behind it, but it just happens. Anyway, I'm going to bring in YOLO at centre attacking mid, and I'm going to take off Tom White and bring in Charlie Carter. There's part of me that wants to go on attacking. They're down a man. It's there for the taking. I'm going attacking. I want more. Lopez and Carter having their own little game. Salisbury as well getting involved. YOLO, where are you going, mate? To Finney is the answer. Cottrell, Finney. Hughes, this is beautiful. Beautiful. Finish it. Oh, my word. Oh, my. Can we just drink it in? That is one of the nicest goals I've seen this Lincoln team score in the year I've been here. It's knocked around so nicely. I thought for a second here that Cottrell was going to shoot, but that ball across to Fitzpatrick is nuts. It's the 9th goal of the season for Fitzpatrick. It's his 2nd of the game, if I'm not mistaken. And I know they're down a man, but that goal, wow, that was such a nice goal, and there could be more. It could be about to get worse. Quanta's under it. It's cleared away to Lopez. Gives it back to Fitzpatrick, who I kind of want to get a hat-trick, but I feel like he's not going to be able to get it from here. Ball to Hughes, the right back. Lumped clear. I mean, it's ambitious, isn't it, to lump it forward like that with one man in the box. Sims was under it, but didn't quite get there. Finney picks up the pieces to the back post. Fitzpatrick's there. Just think of the puns and the rhymes. You've got Fitzpatrick who wants the hat-trick. It rhymes. There's so much potential. Hughes to Cottrell. Will he shoot this time? He does actually shoot this time instead of passing it. It's blocked. And he's dribbled it out for a goal kick. We'll let him off, but that wasn't great by Cottrell there. I'm a bit confused as to their winger playing at centre attacking mid. Their manager looks like he's having a bit of a crisis, changing the shape over and over. It doesn't matter though. A 4-1 win. We absolutely deserved that. The red card late on really cemented it. But we were just by far and away the better team. A lot to be very, very happy with there. And looking at it, it looks like Scunthorpe, yeah, they slipped up. They drew against Accrington Stanley. Where are they? 11th. Exactly. That's that was so bad. If you don't know what that reference was, just search Accrington Stanley. Who are they? It's a generational thing. It's a very English thing. I know that 50% of you who watch from England know what I'm talking about now, and from the United Kingdom know what I'm talking about now. But if you're from further shores, you might be wondering what I've just referenced and why I'm face palming. There's no amount of explaining that can justify it. But no, that's a really, really great result for us. We have actually got the game in hand against Exeter upcoming, but I think we'll hold off that one for now. Looking a little further ahead, we have got Sheffield United's under-23s in the EFL Trophy North 3rd round. Not coming back for that. Absolute joke of a game. We have got Boston to start February, but there may well be a game that I do between then and now. Or maybe we do a double-header around the Boston game. I'm not sure just yet, but I can envisage a rather quiet January. I don't feel like there's anywhere that we desperately look at the team and go, that needs to improve. We've been top draw everywhere across the board in the first half of the season, and we are certainly worth our pre-season billing. Anyway, one last thing that I must mention before I go is that I have signed a new contract with Lincoln City. It's a year extension. It's not a crazy amount really, but the board are really, really happy with how we're doing at the club. Obviously, the fact they've given me a new contract kind of implies they're really happy. So we are contracted here until the end of next season now. 18 more months. It's not exactly the longest of contracts, but you know what? It kind of suits me at the end of the day. But yeah, that's going to be all from us today. I hope you have enjoyed today's episode. A good little LiveCon win. Some nice goals in there. The squad is looking good. And well, until next time, it is me, Jack, and I will talk to you guys in a bit. I'm out.